Alan Lawrence. Encourage, equip, empower.
Praise God. Amen. God is good. All the time. All the time. God is good. And you look good from up here, right? Okay. I'll begin by a story. Once upon a time, there was a young girl just like this guy. He went to school, he studied so well. Then the parents were very much supportive. The way you guys are having supportive parents, by all means, parents are striving to ensure that you guys are in school. So these young girls went to Makaka, against primary, against the high school, Kamani. He passed so well. She went up to university. She passed so well, like all of you are going to pass. Right? So after that, the day for graduation came. What happened? The young lady asked the parents, since I've been up to ground, like all of you here, what are you going to give me as a gift, as a way of getting me? Since I've been very supportive, since I have been a good child all through my academics, the parents decided that, you know what, they're going to buy a nice book for her. I've been advised to use this. It's not working. Can you hear me? Guys at the back, can you hear me? You can't hear me? Okay, so I'll continue my story. Whereby now, the day for graduation came, what happened? The parents bought a nice book. When they bought a very nice book, they put everything you think about, all the wealth, all the things, they kept it in the book. So the day for the graduation, when it was there, they presented the book unto the lady. So later on, the lady was so much disappointed. Why? Because she expected that at the end of the day, they'll bring a lot of big things. It will look so fancy for her, but it didn't look like it. So because out of disappointment, she took the book, akaenda akaiweka kwa shelf, the way most of us will literally. So after some time, the unfortunate thing happened. The parent died. So she kept on wondering, what have I inherited from my parents? Because you can imagine what happens after somebody dies in the family. So you know how relatives can be? They took everything. So Akawa, out of desperation, she sat down and thought, what have I really inherited from my parents? She remembered one thing. I was given a book, right? So by the time she went to check the book, top of the checks, it was there. Top of all the family inheritance, it was there. But it was too late for her to get the things. So basically, why am I sharing this story with us today? I'm sharing this story with us to remind us that at the end of the day, can we imagine our parents, our guardians, and everyone has invested so much in us to give us education, to give us what we need in this life, right? Because with education, you have everything that you really want. We are the people who are going to change the narrative. And how can we change the narrative? By reading white. So you can imagine what you are looking for is busy looking for you. If and only if you can go back and read white. All your inheritance that parents have given you, it is in the books. Do not regret as that girl, because she had all the chance to be great at all other time. So with this in mind, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Alan Lawrence. I'm an inspirational speaker, as well as an author. I've written a number of books. I'm a media personality, and I'm also a legal advisor in the Office of the President, Youth Affairs. And today I didn't walk alone. I walked with a close friend of mine called Newton. Newton, you can just come and wave. Please. Newton as well, Newton works with the media house. Most probably that is KTN. I think you will interact with him as well on social media. So on to today, I believe I'm talking to great people. Senor, who believe is great? Somebody is doubting here. Somebody is doubting. Who is that? So I just want to speak unto us briefly. I'm old but not that old. Sindio? Ama na wabu? Situpige story. Tupige story, sindio? Ini kwa students who are 50. Sindio? Sawa. So basically today I just want to talk unto us about purpose. Sawa. I want to speak unto us on the subject matter, purpose. I believe all of us, we know the reason as to why we're in school, right? Yes. Tunajua kwa nini tuko shule? Yes. Tunajua kwa nini tuko form 3 till now. Ama we here by accident? We here by accident? Thank you so much. We here by accident? I didn't see anybody. Sawa. So it means that all of us, we have a great purpose that we truly must accomplish. So the purpose of you being in school, if you are not going to define it, challenges of life will define for you. And if you leave the challenges of life define your purpose for you, it will end up deforming you. Are we together? You are not here in Ulanda, girls, by mistake. You are here for a reason. You are here because you are destined for greatness. Sindio? Yes. See, all of us, we are destined for greatness. So in the journey of purpose, you ought to be very much serious. You ought to be very much categorical, because the moment you are pursuing your purpose, that is the moment you attract people who are genuine with you and people who are fake. As long as you are pursuing purpose, as long as you are busy with your studies, you will have people who are going to give you some ideas. And these ideas might not be good. These ideas might be there to swerve you away from the right purpose. That brings me to attention that you need to understand that you have to be very much categorical of your association. Tell your neighbor association. Let me tell you, you cannot be any different from people who you constantly associate yourself with. You cannot be like, look at your results. If you are going to have academic excellence, you ought to associate yourself with people who are pursuing academic excellence. Are we together? Form 3, you will agree with me that you guys, you don't have time. At the same time, you have time. Because in the journey of life, you can never, ever save on time. It's a lie. You can only redeem on time. How can you redeem on time? By proper planning. Because failure to plan, somebody said, failure to plan is what? Is planning to do what? Is planning to do what? Failure is a result of you not planning constantly. So the question begs, who are you associating yourself with? You want to change the status quo of your academics. The question begs, who are you associating yourself with? You need to understand that by the time you came to this school, you came alone. Are we together? So you ought, and the quality of your results is based on the kind of associations you are going to have. The kind of relationships you are going to have with your teachers, with your fellow students. Are we together? Are we together? Yes. Some of you are stagnating. Some of your results are pathetic. Sorry to say it. Because of the kind of associations you are having. Are we together? You want to see a shift in your results. You want to see a shift in everything you are doing. Change your perspective. Change the kind of associations you are having. Just because you are having a history with somebody does not guarantee you guys that you have a future together. Are we together? Just because you came from the same village doesn't mean that you have to end up. You ought to be very much meaningful. Great ladies, I will tell you this as a matter of fact. Do not let friends choose you. You are the one to choose your friends. Are we together? Your life is stagnating. Look at the kind of friends you are associating yourself with. Chemist lab and letter shida. Who are you associating yourself with? It's about purpose. The question is, when was the last time you called your fellow girls, you called your fellow friends and asked them to a place to solve? When was the last time? You have a problem in mathematics, you have a problem in something. When was the last time you asked and challenged your friends that let's go somewhere, let's sit and study? Can I tell you something? Yes. Can I tell you something? Yes. I think you're not ready. Are you ready? Yes. If your friends do not challenge you to become the better version of yourself, you better drop them like it's false. If your friends do not believe in the beauty of your vision, they do not push you towards accomplishing something. Let me tell you, you need 4 kinds of friends. As far as you are in this room, you need a person who understands your strength. Are we together? A person who does what? I cannot hear you. Am I boring to funga to manage body? A person who understands what? Number 2, you need to have a friend who understands your weaknesses. In terms of your subject, the subject that you have a problem with, and you are willing to be helped. Let me tell you, I've never seen a great person. I've only seen people who have been helped. And it is only weak people who do not accept help. The moment you think you know everything, that is the end of you. That's why I began by telling you guys, at one time, now at the same time, to corner time. We can redeem this thing by what we are doing now, by what we can plan by now. We can change the result by having that friend. You look at them and see that this person believes and you desire to be where they are and go and inquire to them. Are we together? It's only weak people. It's only people who have weakness mentality, failure mentality, who cannot be able to go and seek help. Just in your own associations. Just in your own associations. So I've talked about which kind of friends again? Is everything okay? Who can remember? I've talked about what? One who understands your what? Another one who understands what? The other one? Okay. Then the other kind of a friend who tells you that you are thinking this low, you are scoring this low. We need to aspire to be somewhere here. Some of you, let me tell you, you are surrounded by some friends in this school because of one thing, because you are still playing in mediocrity. You want to have a different result this time. You want to have an improvement in whatever you are doing. Surround yourself with this kind of things. Surround with people who are going to tell you what you need to hear and not what you want to hear. Are we together? Remember, we are talking about pursuing your purpose. Pursuing your purpose passionately. You ought to be able to have those kind of people in your life. You have to challenge yourself. Be very much intentional. Because you attract who you are at the end of the day. You will attract who you are. So you have to work on yourself. You have to push yourself beyond the limit. For you to have a different result this time, and even in your forthcoming exam, you have to do things that you've not been doing. Are we together? Stop playing in mediocrity.
Stop being surrounded by some people who think that scoring low is okay. Are we together? Yes. Remember, I'm saying we don't have time. At the same time, we have time. If you can invest into your time, it can give you the best results you ever wish for. That result you really desire to have, I can only tell you, great ladies, you are only going to get them if you do something extra. Be willing to travel an extra mile. I read somewhere somebody was saying an extra mile does not have jam. Hakuna pothole huko. An extra mile. Wakati others are doing some other things, being so much concentrated. If we are going to take 100% to university, what are we going to do? To go an extra mile. Are we together? Nani hapa anataka kwenda university? Nani anataka kwenda university? Kasi nobo. Si ndio? Sisi wote tunataka kwenda university. Atokuni. Sisi wote tunataka kwenda university. Which is the prestigious university around Nairobi? The University of Nairobi. Si ndio? And how can you achieve to be the University of Nairobi? Going an extra mile. Because all of us we are hardworking. Sawa sawa. Let us go an extra mile. Wakati watu wengine labda umeenda kulala, maybe you do something extra. Si ndio? Si ndio? Yes. You'll have all the time. How you are going to spend the rest of your life. Let me tell you, I'm living in my life now. It's only dependent on the kind of lifestyle you are investing now. So here is a defining moment. Mtu asikwambie wewe ni leader wa kesho. Umesikia? What's leader wa kesho? You are the leader of now. Because how you will be tomorrow is determined by how you carry yourself here. Are we together? Yes. By how you carry yourself where? Yes. Remember, I was saying about associations. You cannot associate to be friends with everybody. I know maybe somebody anauliza, but the Bible has said, love your neighbor. Yes, the Bible has said, love your neighbors. Let me tell you, you can love everybody in school, be a sister, keeper to each other. But that one doesn't make you to be friends with everybody. That's a secret. You only connect where you're connected. Who are you connected to? Which association are you having with your teachers? Let me tell you, the teachers are the best people you can ever have in your life. I do these things after I've been a student. Can I be honest with you? Yes. Personally, I was a good student, just like you guys have. I studied in local high school in Turkana. So, nikiwa huko, I wasn't good in mathematics. Let me tell you. Till I realized this, because I was in the guiding and counseling department. So I used to have a good rapport with the teachers, a good rapport with my fellow students, people who are big in my life. So let me tell you, I'll be honest, this time to what I'm going to as you won't immediately all the subjects I was performing very well. I was good at mathematics. And I don't mean to be lazy. So by the time I was in form 3, like you guys, term 1, I was like, no, things must change. Because I've improved in all the subjects, I'm working so well, because I used to have a minor in all the subjects. But mathematics, I was a person who, I was very much intentional. I wish you could see me. Even the other day, I took my entire organization to my school, and it's not wrong. Why? Because I was very much intentional to an extent of very much being enough for my teachers. I will disturb my teachers, I will disturb my friends who are with me. You can only know, you won't go after the day of yes, sir. So you understand what I'm saying? Can you relate? Yes. So, guys, usiogope. What is the worst that nakufanyia? Ukisema wewe ukwe, what is the worst that nakufanyia? Ukienda kwa mwalimu bana, kama unasema ni modo, ukienda kwa modo. Anaitwa nani? Mwalimu wake anaitwa nani? Anaitwa nani?
Natasha for example, wewe mwambie mimi kwenye ulikuwa unafunga bana kitu badala atakupiga. Atakupiga. Ama walipokuwa wanapiga watu. Hapa nyinyi